What it do is your boy Brown loves, and what do I love? Practical application, practical knowledge, practicality when it comes to orchestrating your life and knowing what you're going to get from that. So, what's the number one thing that people want today? People are searching for love. And when you're searching for love, you have to have a mindset that's going to allow you to get the most bang for your buck. Now, one of the things that's big in the news right now is going to be the Cardi B situation and Offset. This is a couple that I don't follow mainly because I'm a Christian and I don't have time to worry about a ex stripper and I don't know. His persona seems to be a ex doughboy or hood dude. Whatever your preference, do what you want. If you're not under the church, I don't care what you do. Live your best life, boo boo. But when it comes to Cardi B and Offset situation, the reason why I'm so interested in it, in your opinions, is because they actually went further than just having a casual relationship or hookup, and they went ahead and created a family and a family structure. They went ahead, they got married in secret, and they had a child, and they made it very public. That public information now has put you in a situation where you want people like me to critique or applaud you on what you had going on. One of the things that they had going on was Cardi B got with Offset or got married to Offset after being fully aware that this brother's a cheater and he makes music that degrades women. Now, that being said, Cardi B also makes music that degrades women. Wow. Hey. Um, but coming for her being a devil's apologist, um, advocate, everybody deserves love. And if these two people are on the same page, do what you want. Like I said, live your best life. Boo boo. But when it comes to me, Brown loves, going ahead and analyzing the situation, I realized very quickly that this is going to end in disaster, just like many of us other fellas figured it would end in disaster. Okay, so she got married to Offset, knowing fully well that this brother is a cheater. And then when he cheated on her, you notice her reaction. Notice it. She humbly hit this brother with the divorce papers, leaked it out there, made a comment, and yet the world goes crazy. She's not going crazy. You know why? Because recent behavior patterns are the best evidence to figure out what's going to happen in the future. He cheats. He cheated on me. If I'm Cardi B, he might have the opportunity to cheat on me again in our marriage. Now, they already look like they were involved in some stuff that allowed them to have, I don't know, threesomes or I don't know. I mean, it just seemed like they were very lax with how they were going to behave with restrictions, if you can say that. So, my question is for you guys is, do you think, based on this situation, let's broaden this up a little bit. Based on this situation, do all rappers cheat, male or female? Hey, I think that's a good question. I had this, the reason why I'm talking about this is because I had this discussion at work. Uh, Two out of the three ladies I talked to at work about this exact topic had open ears. But the last individual was a little put off by saying, like, how can you judge her for choosing to love somebody and yada, yada, yada. And I'm not saying that. The only thing I'm saying is, I don't think every rapper cheats. But when we are doing analysis of culture, we have to speak in generalizations. And if we're going to generalize the situation, I think most rappers cheat. And if most is the rule, you get married to a rapper or entertainer, yeah, that's just something that you're gonna have to deal with. So when it came to this situation, I wasn't confused about what happened. I wasn't surprised. I used to hang around Little known fact, I used to hang around nothing but rappers in high school. I have zero musical talent. If anybody knows me, I just don't have the discipline. I'm a workout guy. That's what I like to do. I spend most of my time perfecting uh, my body and spending time with my children and my wife and stuff like that. Little bit. I'm a family man, okay? But when it comes to the music industry, what people need to realize is if the average man, if people say the average man is a dog and the average man cheats, which we have the statistics to back up the fact that that's not really true. Um, Women between 16 and 35 actually cheat more than men. Men, once they're married, unfortunately, cheat at a progressive rate like it's ridiculous. Once you get married and you get about mid 30s, men just take off with cheating, which I hold them accountable for. I've never cheated in my life. I've never cheated on my wife, on a girlfriend, or a talking situation. That I'm just not that dude. Um, but when it comes to men cheating on women on a regular basis, what you got to understand is men don't have the same opportunity that women have. When it comes to men's opportunity for encounters with a woman who's just willing to give you the hot and nasty, we're not just walking around on the street and getting catcalled. That's not a thing for dudes. We don't experience that. We get super happy and tell everybody and their mama if somebody in the grocery store stares at us for too long. Me, myself, I've always had situations where I had telltale signs of a woman if she was interested in me, and then I could approach her like that. But that's just if you're good at reading body language. You know that you have the green light or the red light. Hey, not everybody has that, and that's part of the reason why some people are single forever and other people don't. But when it comes to women, regardless of your attractiveness, if you're on a 10 or if you're a 5 or if you're a 3 or 4, somebody's hollering at you, whether they be older than you, younger than you. They just want a fun night, or they're actually looking for marriage, and you friend zone that person. But that's a totally different topic. Have women actually friend zone the person that they're supposed to be married to? Anyway, um, getting back on topic. Getting back on topic. Do all rappers cheat? My answer would be yes, because the amount of opportunity that these people are granted is far beyond anything the average guy has ever experienced in their life. It's like we had the most humble dude in Tiger Woods have a public scandal. We even had what was it? Arnold Schwarzenegger. Was this after he was governor? They have so much to lose. They have created such a big audience, yet and still they have taken advantage of their wife's trust and went out there and cheated. I do not condone cheating. I will hold every man accountable for that. But I'm also going to hold women accountable for it. Because, like I said earlier, women at an early age, the numbers speak for themselves. I'm talking about research and case studies that were performed by women on women and men, completely unbiased, have said that women between the age of 16 and 35 actually cheat. It's slightly higher. It's not like some crazy thing where it's like, oh my goodness, all women are dogs. I don't speak in all women are this and all men are that. But women do cheat more frequently at an earlier age. It is what it is. We gotta protect our culture. um, Women have a far greater opportunity for interactions with the opposite sex that are going to lead to sexual encounters or being promiscuous. Men, on the other hand, the average Joe does not experience women throwing themselves at them. But once you become a rapper in this Instagram age, when clout is available, when everybody wants to be known, everybody wants to be seen, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Let's be real. Instagram alone has made the ugly dudes or dudes who have not been blessed by God's hand in the characteristics of facial expertise or facial blessings. That's what I like to say. Facial blessings. People who do not have facial blessings are able to compensate with the number of likes that they have on a page, the numbers of followers, and the number of people who know them in person or simply just online. That's just a thing. For some women, that is extremely attractive. I would say for the average woman, it's attractive. I'm out here in Los Angeles. We already know what type of city this is. Um, Popularity rules. It just is what it is. So these rappers who were local stars, um, and that's a whole nother thing. Being a local star already gives you opportunity that the average Joe doesn't have because you're seen around the supermarket or the clothing store or a certain district, and people know you from somebody's friend, and somebody had talked about you, and you're this and you're that, and they think you're going big places. So people want to get in beforehand. People want to lock you down before you blow up, so they can say that they were with you from day one. A lot of people like to take credit for your own success. So they'll latch on to you early and not let go because they feel as though your victories and your achievements came via knowing them too, which is a little weird because uh, you wasn't in the gym with them. You wasn't over there making them beats. You wasn't over there plotting your moves for success. So when it comes to men who are rappers and they become promiscuous with their fame and success, it's because we got to realize these men are going to hotels and they have people lined up. I'm talking about standing outside their hotel room, finding out what restaurant they're going to eat at, what party, what after hour spot they're going to be at, and have a whole plot on when they're going to attack. They're not attacking you when you're sober, and that's another reason why I mean you should be able to control your consumption of things that are recreational. I myself are never intoxicated to the point of losing my losing my ambitions or being to a point that I can't think clearly and make a proper decision on what's going to be the best move for me to have success in a situation, whether it be a conversation, whether it be driving, drinking and driving, don't do drugs, and just being able to enjoy life to my fullest. I want to be able to wake up at 110%. That's part of the reason why I keep my body so well kept because I want to be able to wake up, feel fully charged, and not think about a hangover. To each their own. I'm not judging. That's just what I do, and that's what I believe is the best method for staying Christ-like. But when it comes to rappers, and you're in a lifestyle where you're drunk or high a lot, and then you have people throwing themselves at you, but you're in a committed relationship, they're getting you in your most vulnerable state. This you're talking to someone who just saw all of America go through a Me Too crisis where people are taking advantage of others in a vulnerable state, whether that be like a boss hitting on an employee and trying to force them to do certain things, which is totally unacceptable. And I was fully on board with people blowing the whistle on others who want to take advantage of their subordinates or their colleagues or anything like that. But we also have to recognize when we're under the influence of drugs that we are putting ourselves in a position that is going to allow others to manipulate our standards. And if you're someone who has a standard of, I don't cheat, but I flirt, which is another thing. But I don't cheat, but I flirt. And then you go ahead and get drunk. Guess what you just put yourself in a position to do? Get taken advantage of, cheat, and talk a little too long with somebody that you shouldn't be discussing these certain things with because they're not your significant other. But when I'm talking about somebody cheating and they're a rapper, I feel as though you are putting yourself in such a tight situation. I don't know if a lot of people have ever been to a studio session before. I've been to hundreds of studio sessions. All my friends in high school and in my early adult life were musically inclined. These studio sessions are extremely personal. These studio sessions have things to get you intoxicated. This was before Christ. These studio sessions allow you to get close to someone to share your innermost thoughts because if you're creative, right, you want to be creative to the point that you can get somebody to understand the concept that you had in your own mind. And when somebody can understand that, that's a level of intimacy that is already borderline. Hey, is that an emotional cheat? So you're a fella, you're in the studio with a bunch of your guys, regardless if you want to be faithful or not. A One of your homeboys invite a group of ladies over. You're still in your zone. You could be an introvert, you could be an extrovert. God forbid if you're an extrovert and they brought ladies in, you're gonna become the life of the party, and everybody's gonna want to flock to you. But let's just say, for the sake of someone who's the strong, silent type, you're an introvert in the studio. They invite a lady in that is quote unquote beautiful if you're into that type of thing. I'm not really into the fake butts. I think my wife is the most beautiful creature on earth. But let's go ahead and say you're into that sort of thing, and you're into someone who's comfortable just meeting up with some dudes to hang out with them in the studio because they like it and they like you and they like music and they just want to groove out because it's going to be a little kickback in the studio. And you're quiet. Every dog has his day. This don't have to be a regular thing, but it only takes one night to cheat. Then you cheated in that relationship, right? Right? Am I wrong? If you cheated once, it's a relationship that's flawed. To me, I mean, I think that we should be able to practice forgiveness, but if you cheated, you're a cheater and you cheated on that person. Now that relationship has all these other hangups that you got to get through. But okay, so every dog has its day. This person has a interaction spitting some bars in the studio. He been quiet all night. All of a sudden, you see a twinkle in the eye from one of the ladies that came on by, and they see you in a totally different light. Now they're trying to hit their moment and find opportunities to talk to you. Somebody understands your art now. You got the big head, and you make the flaw. It's on you because you in the relationship, dude. I am not putting the burden on women. I'm putting the burden on the individual in the relationship because this works both ways. Women are artists too. We have very successful women that deserve respect in the creative realm. But when we're talking about rappers, it is a male dominated industry. Um, it is what it is. There's a lot of female artists that I like. Uh, but when we're talking about rappers, we're usually talking about the Offset type and the Cardi B. So if you're an Offset, the lady approaches you, you're not in your best state of mind, you cheat, you lie, or you tell the truth to your significant other, and you have a situation like this. Now, when it comes to blame, this is what I'm saying. Both parties are guilty. Yeah, that's strict, and some people aren't going to like what I'm saying. But both parties are guilty. And this is why both parties are guilty. The bulk of the blame goes on the dude because he positively manipulated someone's trust and deceived his significant other in order to get sexual gratification. I want y'all to hear that. The bulk of the problem is on the dude who cheated because you're a cheater. But guilty by association. Look, I grew up in the hood. If I got in a car with a known coke dealer or a known uh, uh, gang member or somebody that was affiliated, and he might have that thing on him, and I'm driving him around. This is a conversation I had to have with my dad when I became a young man. I think a lot of people are missing this point because they didn't have a father in their life. That will be another podcast slash video slash hit me up if you want to hear that. If you're interested in hearing my thoughts on the absence of a father in the home and what that leads to. But we have laws that dictate that you can be guilty by association. You're driving down the street doing your thing. You just wanted to go get something to eat. You going to In and Out. We're in California. We're going to In and Out. We want some burgers. And you got the local coke dealer or a gang member or associated gang member in your car. He might have drugs, paraphernalia on him, or he might have that thing on him. That thing is going to be the gun. He might have a gun on him. He don't tell you about it. So unbeknownst to you, he has one of these things on. You get pulled over for a routine traffic stop. In this climate, everybody's protesting. You have people rioting because of police brutality. You get in a car with someone who might have a gun on them. You get pulled over. Guess who's gonna be held responsible? Ding, ding, ding. Both y'all. You the driver. All the cop knows, you were on your way to go commit a crime, and you're the driver. Now you both got prison time because you made a bad decision. You weren't the positive criminal. You didn't do the positive criminal act of having the drugs on you or having the illegal gun on you. But what you did do was make a decision to associate with someone who is considered armed and dangerous. Come on, man. Y'all got to use your brains. Y'all smarter than that. Ladies are smarter than that. I completely believe that women are blessed with the ability to understand the nuances of relationships to a point that you guys entertain yourself casually with your TV show programs that are all about the the small conflicts that can happen in relationships, and y'all are able to see those as big issues because you pay attention to these things. But what happens is a lot of people are blind. A lot of people are blind when it comes to them. We're good evaluators of what other people have done wrong, but when it comes to us, I don't want no, don't judge me. I can do whatever I want. You can't judge my decisions. I have the right to do such and such and blah and bark up. Hey, yeah, you have the right to get cheated on because you chose someone who's a known cheater and is guilty of being associated with people who are promiscuous. Why did you get in a relationship with someone who's going to be, if it's like someone who has trust issues but goes and dates uh someone who's known for being a flirt? What? Why would you date a flirt if you have trust issues? Why would you date someone who has to be around the opposite sex but you have trust? Because fellas do that too. Fellas want to go ahead and date someone in the industry, or fellas want to go ahead and date, like let's go like an actress. Let's not just keep it to rap. Let's keep it a little more civil. If you think actress is a little bit more discreet, even though they have to do some scenes with some guys, and you may not be able to handle that unless they really good at picking their roles and they're only doing commercials and stuff like that. But let's flip the coin, because we're not just gonna beat up on women. Uh, like I said, I was raised by a woman. I love a woman right now, and I have beautiful daughters who will be future women. Much respect. Love you. But let's go ahead and flip the coin. A fella has trust issues, but he wants to date an actress because he thinks she's the most beautiful creature on the planet. You dating Halle Berry, young Halle Berry. I'm not talking about old Halle Berry. Uh, even though, I mean, whatever floats your boat, whatever. Um, you dating Halle Berry. Halle Berry has to go and do that scene with Bad Santa. Okay, whatever the name of the movie was, I forgot. And it's a love scene, and it's a passionate love scene. Can you handle that? Now your whole relationship got problems because she had a love scene, sex scene, fornication scene with another brother, and it looks as though they had the best chemistry in the world. Now you looking at her different at the dinner table, and every time she's going for the ketchup and the salt and pepper, you cussing her out under your breath because you made a bad decision of not being able to handle someone's responsibilities or someone's associations because the career path that they're on. That's on you, bruh. At some point, if you were talking to your best friend, I'm your best friend right now. I'm talking to you. We friends. If you got with someone and they're an actress and they're about to have their big break, but in that big break, they have a love scene, and now you flexing on them at home because they have to do that love scene, that's on you, Playboy. That's on you. You did that. You signed up for that situation. That's what we would say, right? We'll say he's insecure, he's this and he's that, and you will be right. He is insecure, and it's his right to be insecure. But you also didn't sign up for success. You signed up to be upset at life, right? So with the whole Cardi B Offset situation, I'm looking at it from this: they're both rappers. So and hey, I think she's more successful than him, right? Because he had to share his revenue with the rest of the Migos, whatever. I don't listen to the music. I don't care about that new stuff. I was a young Kanye. You know, I thought 808 and Heartbreaks, Graduation, uh, first couple albums were some of the best music I've ever seen in my life. But we're talking about Offset and Cardi B. Both y'all signed up to get cheated on, and it just happened to be Cardi B first. She got cheated on. Y'all didn't think about that when you were saying your vows. Y'all didn't think this was gonna happen, and now you created life, and this little girl is gonna grow up or is a little boy. I'm not sure what they had, but this child is going to grow up in a fatherless or motherless home. We gotta, we gotta be smart, man. We gotta look at statistics. A lot of people don't like looking at statistics because they're like, that could be misconstrued, that can be manipulated. Evidence is evidence. We all like to be practical and logical, except for when it comes to us, because we in a situation that is not going to allow our best benefit or what we think our best benefit is. But when you break a home, it was Obama that said it. We all love Obama, right? So that's another topic. But we all love Obama. He was the same one that saying that a child is far more likely to uh, drop out of high school if a father's not at home, far more likely to live in poverty if a father's not at home, far more likely to go to prison. I think it was like 300 times or 30 times more likely to go to prison if a father's not in the home. That balance, that nurturer plus disciplinarian, that that image bearer, someone who's from the same gender as you, usually is who you look up to. You don't have that, you're just making it up on your own. You're just making it up from your friends that are idiots. You're just making it up as you grow into adolescence. You're never going to be as close to your child if you're not in the home because they don't get to just see you. They don't get to see how you handle situations. They don't get to see how you handle difficulty. They don't get to say, no matter what, they were always there for me. They picked me up from my games. They dropped me off from school. They taught me how to brush my teeth. They taught me how to do such and such. And you may be able to do those things on the weekend, but guess what, Playboy? The weekend's only 2 days out of the week. What about the other five? You want to come over when I get a bad grade in school and spank me? when you wasn't there during the 5 days to help me study. Come on, man. Divorce is never a good option. And if you're getting into a situation where the likelihood of divorce is going to happen, come on, man. We know better than that. You could fight it all you want. I don't really care. The numbers are the numbers. Don't kill the messenger. Just when you have an opinion on something, let that be your opinion. But when we're dealing with facts and evidence that the black home, 75% of children today are raised without a father in the home. And then we're complaining about injustice towards black men. We are the number one unemployed. Black men are the number one unemployed. I'm not unemployed. I've never been without a job. I've been working since I was 9 years old. Let's get it. All right. But black men are the number one unemployed, the number one most undereducated, meaning we drop out of high school at a higher rate than any other demographic. Hello? Do we care about that? A lot of that has to do with our father not being at home because then we leave the single mothers to raise our kids and they're working hard, but they can't be there and work at the same time. So a lot of the time, you can't double team a child that's rebelling because you just don't have the hours in the day. And a lot of that's going to happen for this Cardi B and Offset situation. They both tour worldwide. What's going to happen when their child is having a fussy day or rebelling when they get older and the mom and the dad got to go on tour? Now the kid's just left with the nanny or the auntie or the person who isn't in charge of raising the kid, and they get to just do what they want. Not to mention that this child probably never gonna end up in poverty, but that comes with its own problems. When you're born with a silver spoon, all the things that are dangerous are readily accessible. Drugs, alcohol, bad friends that want to know you just because your mom is such and such and your dad is such and such. So what I'm saying is both parties are guilty. One holds a humongous part of the blame, which would be Offset if he did cheat. We don't know. If this last situation that dissolved the relationship was based off him cheating. But if it was, a large amount of the blame goes for him. But for Cardi B, you got a bad picker. You don't know how to pick men. I ask my wife all the time, like, what type of dude was I when you first met me? Because I was a little out there. This was before Christ and everything, and we came to the conclusion that I may have had good morals, but I had a lot of bad boy energy. And if that's what you want, I know plenty of dudes that have that same energy but have good morals. The problem is you choosing dudes based off bad morals and that energy, and that's foolish. That's the stupid. You don't have to do that. Well, this is what approaches me, and this is such and such. Hey, man, you must be putting that energy out there because a man knows the type of wife, a type of person he wants to be his wife almost immediately. That's a whole different. Yeah, y'all right about that because that's a whole different topic. Do men know who is a potential wife within the first, let's say, week or two of meeting her? Is that a thing? Do men know that, or do they grow into love and do they grow into wonder, or do they know right off the bat and they treat you just like that? Meaning, do they predetermine off of a couple interactions with you if you're gonna be wifey or not, or if it's something that blossoms and as you water that plant and give it sunlight, it grows into a beautiful relationship and love. truly interested in your perspective, I will give mine if this is something that y'all want to see. Like I said, my name is Brown Loves, and what do I love? I love practical wisdom and knowledge for the people. Go ahead and holler at your boy. I'm new to this. Like, comment, share, subscribe, pass that mug out there. I'll see y'all next time. I don't know what the venue is going to be like, but it will still be me, and I will still be talking for the people with practical application, practical wisdom, and mindfulness of what people are truly interested in. One love.